Hello, I'm Maleen, Saeed with BBC World News. Our top stories. An attack at a tourist resort in Tunisia leaves at least 38 people dead. The Tunisian Prime Minister says most of those killed were British.
It was one of President Donald Trump's campaign promises. Today, he is fulfilling it by moving the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. The decision has been criticized all around the world, and it's led to weeks of deadly protests by Palestinians.
Hello and a very warm welcome to Asia Business Report here in London. I'm Maleen, Saeed. Let's start with Apple because the tech giant has released its latest earnings in the last few hours. Let's take a closer look at the numbers.
At least 19 people are dead and 25 are missing after a boat carrying Syrian refugees capsized off the coast of northern Cyprus. About 150 are believed to have been on board. Now, Maleen is actually where a lot of these people that have been rescued have been taken. Bring us up to date with what you know from there.
Now, the poorest country in the Arab world, Yemen, is struggling with both a civil war and a collapsing economy. The plight of civilians continues to worsen. Violence has claimed nearly 3,000 lives in just the last 2 months, and many more are suffering. Our correspondent Nina Sinjab reports from the capital, Sanaa.
Tom, the press conference and the mayor very keen to stress that there is no reason for people in New York to be worried.
All 13 members of a Thai football team stranded in a cave have been rescued, ending a 3-day operation to save them.
Hello, I'm Maleen, Saeed with BBC World News. Our top story, a pledge from Germany and France to do all they can to stop the bloodshed in eastern Ukraine. The German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, is in Moscow to try to hammer out a deal with President Putin, but warns it may not lead to a ceasefire.
Now, the decision by Trump to move the embassy to Jerusalem seems to have ignited a new wave of Palestinian resistance, but we've seen protests come and go over the last 70 years. What do you think is going to be achieved by these protests?
David Stern joins me now from the Ukrainian capital, Kiev. David, Francois Hollande and Germany's Angela Merkel met with the Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko in Kiev yesterday. They're now in Moscow, as we've been reporting. What more do you know about this plan that they're going to be presenting to Moscow? And do we know if Ukraine is on board with it?
That's a roundup of all the news. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us here, you can do on social media. I'm at BBC Maleen on Twitter. Stay with us here on BBC World News.